Thomas was a tank engine who lived at a big station. He had 6 small wheels, a short, stumpy funnel, a short, stumpy boiler, and a short, stumpy dome. He was a fussy little engine, always pulling coaches about. He pulled them to the station, ready for the big engines to take out on long journeys. And when trains came in and the people had got out, he would pull the empty coaches away so that the big engines could go and rest. He was cheeky too. He used to play tricks on the other engines. He liked to come quietly beside them and make them jump. One day, Gordon was resting on a siding. He was very tired. The big express had been late. He was just going to sleep when Thomas came up in his cheeky way.
Wake up, lazy bones!
Do some hard work for a change. You can't catch me. And he ran off laughing.
Cheeky little engine.
Instead of going to sleep again, Gordon thought how he could pay Thomas out. One morning, Thomas wouldn't wake up. It was nearly time for the express. The people were waiting, but the coaches weren't ready.
Thomas, where are the coaches? People all over Sodor will be upset if the express is late. Everyone expects this railway to be really reliable and right on time.
At last, Thomas started. Oh dear! Ooh. Thomas fussed into the station, and Gordon said, "Hurry up, you!" "Hurry up yourself!" "Don't worry, I will." And almost before the coaches had stopped moving, Gordon came out of his siding and was coupled to the train. "Come on, get in quickly, please." So the people got in quickly. The signal went down, the clock struck the hour, the guard waved his green flag, and Gordon was ready to start. Thomas usually pushed behind the big trains to help them start. But he was always uncoupled first. Gordon started so quickly that they forgot to uncouple Thomas.
Come on, come on.
Gordon grunted at the coaches. The train went faster and faster. Too fast for Thomas. He wanted to stop, but he couldn't. "Stop! Stop! I can't keep up! You're going too fast!" Gordon laughed. Faster, faster, faster. And the coaches chuckled with glee. "You can't get away, you can't get away, you can't get away, you can't get away." Poor Thomas was going faster than he'd ever been before. He was out of breath and his wheels hurt him, but he had to go on and on and on. Oh dear, 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 oh dear. I shall never be the same again. I shall never be the same again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. My wheels will be quite worn out. At last they stopped. Everyone laughed to see Thomas puffing and panting behind. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They uncoupled him, and he ran onto a siding out of the way. Gordon chuckled as he passed.
Well, little Thomas, now you know what hard work means, don't you,
Poor Thomas couldn't answer. He had no breath. He just puffed slowly away to rest, and he had a long, long drink.
Really useful engines do not play tricks when they have work to do. Shunting coaches may not seem important, but it is. If the coaches are not lined up properly, the passengers cannot ride the railway. But I am pleased that you worked hard to correct your mistake and get the express going on time. Really useful engines take their duties seriously. And it does not mean that one is better than the other, and you have learned that every job is important.
And he was careful afterwards never to be cheeky to Gordon again. One day, there were lots of trucks in the yard, and Thomas had to push and pull them into their right places. But on the siding, by themselves, were some trucks that Thomas was told he mustn't touch. There was a small coach, some flat trucks, and two queer things his driver called cranes. "That's the breakdown train, Thomas, and when there's an accident, the workmen get into the coach and the engine takes them quickly to help the hurt people and to clear and mend the line. The cranes are for lifting heavy things like engines and coaches and trucks." Thomas heard an engine whistling, "Help! Help!" and a goods train came rushing through very fast. The engine, a new one called James, was frightened. His brake blocks were on fire, and smoke and sparks streamed out on each side. "They're pushing me! They're pushing me! Those silly trucks are pushing me!" And the trucks just laughed. "Ha ha! Ha ha! Help! Help!" Poor James disappeared under the bridge. "Oh, I'd like to teach those trucks a lesson," said Thomas. Presently, a man came, running. "James is off the line! The breakdown train! Quickly!" So Thomas was coupled on. The workmen jumped into their coach, and off they went. Thomas worked his hardest. "Oh, bother those trucks and their tricks! I only hope poor James isn't hurt." They found James and the trucks at a bend in the line. James was in a field, with a cow looking at him. And his driver and fireman were feeling him all over to see if he was hurt. "Never mind, James. It wasn't your fault. We always said your wooden brakes was no good." Thomas pushed the breakdown train alongside. Then he pulled the unhurt trucks out of the way. "Oh, oh, oh dear! Oh, don't hurt us, Thomas! Oh, oh, oh!" "It serves you right! It serves you right!" He puffed backwards and forwards all the afternoon, and he scolded the trucks. "This'll teach you a lesson! This'll teach you a lesson!" And the trucks answered in groany, creaky sort of voices, "Yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, oh." Then, when they put James back onto the rails, he tried to move, but he couldn't. So Thomas helped him back to the shed. The fat director was waiting anxiously for them.
Thomas, I am very proud of you. You were brave, cool-headed and helpful. You have grown quite a bit from the cheeky little engine you used to be. You have proven that you truly are a really useful engine. Because you have done such a good job, I have decided that you shall have your own branch line.
Thank you!
Now Thomas is as happy as can be. He has a branch line all to himself and puffs proudly backwards and forwards with two coaches all day. He's never lonely because there's always some engine to talk to at the junction. Edward and Henry stop there quite often and tell him the news. Gordon is always in a hurry and doesn't stop. But he never forgets to say to Thomas,
Out of my way! Express coming through!
and Thomas in return always whistles,
Well done, Gordon!
Thank you, Thomas!
Oh my God! I'm gorgeous!